everybody time and time again, when they've counted Brady out, he's always risen to the occasion. And I believe he will do it again. Mark my words. You can take that to the bank. What's up, y'all? It is your girl, Ashley Ross, and I am bringing you the last episode of the season. When I started this, I said this is going to be a season like no other, and it truly has, from the COVID protocols to just even adjusting games to trying to make it to this point. We made it. I am so excited. Let's get into the Super Bowl. So before we get into the actual game, let's talk a little bit about each team's journey to the Super Bowl. Kansas City, they have been on their run it back tour, right? They're trying to do the Drake back-to-back and two-peat and really cement themselves as the next NFL dynasty. And pretty much all season it looked seamless. Even though they had injuries from time to time, overall it was a very seamless season and they kind of coasted their way through to the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, they had a lot of ups and a lot of downs. One week they look all world, the next week they look very pedestrian. So it took some time for Tom Brady to adjust to Bruce Arians' offense, to get the connection and the timing together. Defensively, I was really big on the defense coming into the season. I have really been on record. I like this Bucs defense, but they really did not start peaking, in my opinion, until the postseason, which is where you want to peak. Everything came together at the right time for both teams to meet in Tampa Bay, and Tampa to be the first home team to ever host the Super Bowl. So coming into this game, I was very strongly, and I mean very strongly, going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And usually when I give picks, I'll usually give the picks, a couple of days before, but for some reason, just very early on, I said, listen, I'm going with Tampa. And I knew that the Chiefs had all the factors. And every time I did a show or everything that I did talking about why I was picking the Bucs, it was more so about what the Bucs did well than where the Chiefs' holes were, because I really didn't feel that the Chiefs were going to have a lot of holes. We did know that obviously Eric Fisher, their lineman, he was going to be out with an Achilles, so that was going to disrupt some things. But overall, we're like, the Chiefs have been pretty, on pace. Like, they haven't really had any major hiccups. I mean, they get behind, but they come back like it's nothing. So to the actual game, I felt like Tampa's recipe to actually win this game was that if they got behind, that would give them something to climb back into, because the Chiefs, we've seen what they do when they get behind. They usually come back. So once Tampa started getting out to a lead and then there was multiple touchdowns, I was getting a little nervous because I said, oh my gosh, the Chiefs are going to turn it on. We just got to wait for them to turn it on. And as the game kept going, you could see the frustration on the Chiefs that what they have been able to do so easily all year, turn it on when they want to, they just were not able to do it. And that was always my thing that I had in the back of my mind with the Chiefs, that there would come a point where they can't just turn it on. And I understand the Chiefs and Chiefs Kingdom, everybody wants to say, oh, we got all these bad calls. Listen, yes, were some of the calls not in your favor? Absolutely. But to me, I never really harp too hard on calls. Calls don't affect you from scoring touchdowns. So yes, I do understand that those things did not go in your favor, but the Chiefs have to be very real with themselves. They just did not play a strong game. And I felt like when the Chiefs ended up losing this game, everybody wanted to have an excuse. Was it the lineman? Was it the turf toe? No, they just did not play well. I mean, the Chiefs have played well in all their other games for the most part, probably outside of the Raiders loss, but this was just Tampa's day. And the more and more that this win and what this means actually sat in with me, I just think this is so cool for Tampa Bay, because not only do you have this franchise that was kind of abysmal for so long, but look at the players that actually got a ring. You had cast-offs from other organizations, the ABs, the Leonard Fournettes. When you look at Tampa was like a motley crew of all these guys who were just misfits everywhere else, but for some reason they were able to come together in that humidity and in Tampa Bay and make it all work. And you've got to give a lot of credit to Bruce Arians and his coaching staff. I love the fact that he has one of the more diverse coaching staffs with minorities and women. So listen, I'm really excited for Tampa, but none of this, and I mean none of this, would have been possible without one Tom the GOAT Brady. And you can say Brady didn't have the greatest statistical day, but the energy that he brought to Tampa Bay from the moment he touched down in Florida, it was just a different energy. And you could see that as Tampa went on through the season, yes, they had their ebbs and their flows. And yes, was it pretty all the time? No. But what was so exciting to watch was Tampa was very reminiscent of life, right? You're going to have some highs, you're going to have some lows, you're going to have some wins, you're going to have some losses. But if you just stick with it and you keep going, eventually it'll pay off. And Tampa, we always talk about peaking at the right time. They peaked at just the right time. So I am so excited for what this means for Tampa, for Tom Brady's legacy, for all those players. And I just think it was just such an incredible game. To the Chiefs, do you hang your head on this one? A little bit. It sucks. Are you going to be a dynasty? I still think they have dynasty potential. Will they do the back-to-back? No, but this was a good lesson that, look, I think they kind of took some teams for granted in the regular season. You have to put your best foot forward every week. Yes, they had some lineman issues, but overall, the Chiefs have to look at themselves in the mirror and say, we just didn't show up well. We didn't show up well. We've shown up well for pretty much all of our other games, and this game, we just did it. And you could say that possibly, Andy Reid, there was the situation with his son involving the car accident. Could that have been on his mind? Possibly. But again, we don't want to make excuses for a team when we wouldn't make excuses for the other side. If Tampa Bay would have lost this game, they would have said that the Chiefs were just superior and Tampa was cute that they were there. So give Tampa Bay their credit. They were the better team. And defensively, what have I been preaching all year long? JPP and Shaq Barrett and all those guys, they came to play because yes, Tom Brady and the offense got a lot of credit, but defensively, that defense truly carried them through the playoffs, and the defense is what sealed the Super Bowl for them. So I'm so happy for Tampa Bay. I'm excited for Tom Brady. He's got 7 rings on his Ariana Grande. So shout out to the city of Tampa. This was a great season for the NFL. With everything going on, with all the hiccups, with just everything, this was a great season, and I enjoyed the game. I know some people wanted, a different outcome, but I enjoyed the game. Tampa, now Champa Bay. It sounds a little funny, but listen, you can call yourself whatever you want. They've won the Super Bowl. They made history by being the first home team to host the Super Bowl, more history by winning, and I'm happy. I think in a season that was a little crazy, it makes sense that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be the Super Bowl champs. So shout out to Tampa, shout out to Florida, shout out to all of us for making it through this season. I just want to say to everyone, I really appreciate you. Thank you week in, week out for rocking with me. We have been through a lot this season, and I appreciate every single one of you. More to come. I love you. Take care. Stay safe. So I finished recording, I'm editing the episode, and I said, let me leave y'all with a compilation of my best Tampa Bay moments. Love y'all. Enjoy. Y'all gonna learn better than to disrespect Tom Brady out here. Everybody that was trying to call him wash when they had their little struggle period, well, he is silencing all the haters out here. And it was very clear and very evident that they still have some kinks to work out, that the communication, the timing, the connection, these are all things that still need to be worked through. Tampa Bay, don't panic yet. Don't panic. They still got TB12. Tampa Bay, what did I say last week? Don't panic. They just needed a little bit more time to get the connection and the communication together, and they looked much improved. Tampa Bay and his Bucks. This is why I wasn't panicked week 1. I mean, no one had a preseason. It looked a mess, but slowly but surely, they're getting it together. I like the Bucks. I like the fact that they don't look perfect, but yesterday, they looked really bad in the first half. It wasn't a good first half, but I don't know what was said at halftime. They came out and they just got it clicking. So my dad and I, we had a really heated debate Saturday night because he was picking the Packers and I picked the Bucks, and he was like, actually, Aaron Rodgers is playing some of the best football of his life, and the Bucks, they're undisciplined, they're getting all these penalties. I don't know why I did my dad's voice like that, but he was saying, giving me every reason why the Packers were gonna just dominate and win this game. I have really really been on record. I like this Bucs defense. This is why I'm still super high on the Bucs, because I feel like it's good to go through the ebbs and the flows of a season, right? I don't want a team to just have a perfect season and then come playoff time and they get wiped out. So it's good that they've gone through so many ebbs and flows throughout the season. And again, they have Tom the GOAT Brady. So come playoff time, I am betting my bottom dollar Tampa will be ready to go. Buccaneers versus the Saints. Everybody was picking the Saints in this game. Y'all know, I'm not gonna go against the GOAT. So I said, I'm gonna go with the Bucs. This is a heart pick. And finally, I have been so big on the Bucs defense all season long. They finally came to play. I'm not saying that they're on par, but I'm saying in a 60-game situation where you're at home, where you have confidence, I'm not putting it past Tampa to get this done.
I'm paying
my respects to the Chiefs, but I'm putting my money on the GOAT.
I think it's gonna be a close game, but I'm telling you, Kansas City will not be denied.
They will not be denied?
They will not be denied. This is the passing of the torch, Patrick Mahomes.
I think the torch is going to be passed, but Tom Brady is like, look, you don't think Tom Brady thrives in these situations?
Let's all celebrate, let's all clap our hands and give Tom a pat on the back. Hey, you got the...
You don't just make it to the big game just to make it to the big game.
Look, how many times, this is his 10th Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
He's lost 3 of them, okay? He's won 6,
That's
lost 3.
more than most people.
So he's going to lose another one. Okay.
I think he's gonna win. Tom, I hope you're seeing this somewhere, Tom.
No,
I hope this is bulletin board material for you and company.
No.
Because don't you think all week, this is what everybody's gonna be talking about all week. All the news shows, everybody's gonna be talking, right, going into the Super Bowl about it's great, this is a great feel-good story, but nobody expects anything from Tampa. And you don't think those players, they got a chip on their shoulder and they're gonna come out? I just don't think it's as clear-cut as you're making this. You're making it seem like Kansas City is. But you said it yourself. Kansas City hasn't put together a full 60-minute game.
Okay.
So why, if all season they haven't put on a full 60-minute game?
What does that tell you? That they played with teams all year round and
they
all year long.
They ain't played with the Bucs. They ain't played with Tom Brady.
And they've only lost, 2 games? And one of the games they sent their players against the Chargers. So listen to me. I'm telling you, take it to the bank. Kansas City will beat Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you, Tampa.
Don't bet against Mahomes.
Listen, that might be your homeboy, but I gotta go somewhere in my back pocket. Don't go against the GOAT. Everybody, time and time again, when they've counted Brady out, he's always risen to the occasion. And I believe he will do it again. Mark my words. You can take that to the bank. Here and now, Tom the GOAT, Brady. Book it.
Kansas City Chiefs won't be denied. Patrick Mahomes is a special
my
talent.
He could be my homeboy next year, but this year, it's the Bucs.